What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Today we're back. It's a brand new day here in the African desert, and we're gonna be cooling things off a little bit, baby. So I feel like obviously the main focus of our zoo has been the African section. I mean, we are here in Africa after all, so in terms of like the weather and humidity and stuff like that, it's kind of meant for a lot of these animals. But when you look at our zoo from a top-down perspective, I mean, over 50% of our zoo is based on African animals. So today we are going to be expanding the Arctic a little bit more. You guys know we added reindeer not too long ago, and I'm kind of excited because we are going to be adding some timber wolves in this little section right here. So I've already got them, and I'm kind of excited because I think we have some pretty decent ones. Let me recheck the market real quick. Males are hard to come by in good shape, but we did get some good females, and I think overall we've got a nice mix. So you guys will see here we've got 6 timber wolves, 3 males, 3 females, and I mean, this guy's not bad. That guy's a little bit better. That guy's all right, nothing crazy, but take a look at our females. We actually have some pretty good looking females here. We are at 50% on all the fertility stats, but it's gonna be okay. You know, they're fairly rare. It was hard to find good ones on the market. I've been sitting here looking for the past like half hour or so. Ooh, this is actually a pretty good one. I'll go ahead and adopt that all day. All right, nice, not bad, but anyway, let's take a look at our Zoopedia here, see what these guys are working with. So the timber wolves are a large canid species that live across most of the northern hemisphere. Let's see what else we've got going on. So you guys can see kind of all over Asia, North America, pretty much anything up in there, even some in Greenland and stuff. They want 1,162 square meters of land. They don't need any water or any climbing. Temperature requirement of -8 to 29 degrees Celsius and a grade 2 fence. All right, not too bad. If we take a look at their species data, they only live to be about 12 years old. I guess that's fairly similar to a dog. Mature at 4 years old, 1 to 5 offspring per mating event with an incubation period of 2 months and an interbirth period of 1 year. So not too bad. I mean, they're going to be going kind of crazy. I didn't realize these are going to be so great for breeding, but it sounds like they're going to be. So I guess we'll hop in here and we'll see what happens. So we've already kind of got like a pre-made area right here. We haven't set up the fence yet, but I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And let me make sure, is this going to be big enough? How big is our reindeer thing? 4,900. Yeah, this is going to be more than big enough. So what I'm thinking is we're going to make like a really cool, just forested, snowy setup, and I'm thinking with a river and maybe even a waterfall. So let me check at our blueprints here and see what we have for waterfalls. We've got this guy. We've got this guy, which is going to be way too big. We've got this guy, which is going to be way too big. We've also got a little wolf den that we're going to be able to put together that should fit in nicely. I'm going to say let's start with this waterfall. I believe we used this waterfall last time on our tigers. So we're gonna go ahead and put this waterfall in here. We're gonna drop it down a little bit and kind of have it so that it's at an appropriate height for the people walking by over there. So we've got this right here. Let's see how that looks. Obviously it's gonna be fairly small, but that still looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I really like that right there. So we want to make like a little pool of water, and we're going to have a little creek that goes across it. And I'm thinking we can have some like fallen trees and some little rocks and stuff like that to kind of accentuate it a little bit. So I'm thinking I'm going to grab our terrain tool. Let's bring up this terrain around this waterfall a little bit. And we may even take away some of the waterfall, to be honest. I don't want that big of a waterfall, but we're just going to give them kind of a little bit of verticality here, I guess you could say. So we're gonna bring this around, you know, kind of bring it up in through here a little bit. That might be a little bit too much right there, but yeah, we could have something like that and kind of bring this out, flatten it out, so they're gonna be able to kind of roam around and run around up here. And I'm thinking we're gonna kind of do the same thing on the other side as well. This is a bit of a big waterfall. I don't know if we need that much of one, so we're just gonna play with it and see what we can put together. See, something like that's pretty nice, and then we can kind of reduce the size a bit. We're probably gonna want like a little pool down here, and then we're gonna have this run pretty much just right down through the middle is what I'm thinking. Nothing too crazy, but like I said, we're just gonna doctor it up with some fallen trees and some bushes and stuff. And I mean, we're gonna make this really cool, you know, northern woodsy type vibe. for these guys, because they are timber wolves after a while. You know what I mean? So I feel like something like that might look pretty good. Let me see. Okay, that it looks a little phallic. We're gonna have to fix this up. I don't know. I don't know if I made it any better, but hey, we're gonna work with it. It's gonna be okay. We will make this look a little more appropriate at some point. So we're I'm sorry. We're gonna start with this. Let me see. I guess we probably should see where we can fit that wolf den in, because it is kind of a big one. But honestly, I saw it on there, and I feel like it's the exact vibe I'm going for. Although this thing is huge. See, if we go with something like that, actually, you know what? That's really not that bad. I'm flattening this side back out here, and I think we're gonna be able to make this work. So let me, I'm gonna delete all these little water effects and stuff, and all these rocks over on this side. We were kind of lazy. We pulled the land up over it rather than deleting them on the other side, but that's okay. So we're just gonna take these guys out, and we're gonna kind of connect our wolf den with our waterfall. I think it's gonna look pretty nice. So if we get it so all the bushes and trees and everything are down on the ground, and the watering feature over there and stuff like that, and we set it up, I'm thinking, I mean, it's kind of hard. You can't see all the angles perfectly. I'm thinking something like that might be pretty good. You guys can see it kind of drops off down there for their bedding. So we're gonna want to grab our terrain tool. We're gonna want to make that a little bit more of a gradual drop. But that's kind of cool, because obviously it's gonna be a little bit cooler down there. You're gonna feel a little bit more protected, you know, down in their little den type thing. So that, I mean, honestly, that looks amazing so far. I don't know that I like that this is open. Let me go ahead and duplicate this. And we're gonna try to close this up a little bit, maybe rotate it a bit, something like that looks good. Don't want people to be able to peer in there. So yeah, that's pretty solid. And as you guys can see, it kind of links up over here. So we could grab a few more of these rocks and kind of bring them up here. They're not perfectly the same color, but I think they're still gonna look pretty good. And if we connect it like that, boom, we've got kind of like a waterfall wolf den combo. And obviously we need to add a lot more of these trees and the driftwood and stuff like that, but you guys kind of get the general idea of where we're going with this. Now the next thing that's going to be kind of difficult is we are going to have to set up a fence around this, and I don't know if we're going to be able to make that happen. We might be able to. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised. It says all they need is a level 2 fence. It doesn't even say like a height requirement, so I'm wondering if we can keep it all the way low, you know what I mean? That'd be kind of nice. So let me, shoot, I'm trying to get to 12. So we've got a 12 meter there, and then we can start bringing it in this way. The thing is I don't know if is it gonna like go through all these rocks, and is it gonna count? I hope so. We're kind of banking on that, so I guess we'll see what happes. It's looking like it might work so far. All right, boom, there we have it. So, I mean, technically, are we gonna be able to just lower this entire thing? I feel like a wolf would have the ability to be able to jump out of that, but technically the game says that we're doing what we need to here. I feel like back here would be a good spot for a habitat gate, so we're just gonna throw a wooden gate right there, right next to the water. We could probably put a little food thing right there too. So let's take a look. Gonna look for our timber wolves, baby, and let's just throw down a large food tray somewhere close will be nice. Doesn't really want it over there, so I guess we'll put it there. All right, looks good to me. So we've got that like that, and so far a good start. We've got the necessities. We've got some food. We've got some water. We've got some shelter. But I'm thinking we're gonna wanna really kind of spruce this place up and kind of get it up to speed. So first things first, we are definitely gonna need some coolers. So we're gonna get these max coolers, and I'm gonna say we probably want quite a few of these, man. These coolers are the bane of my existence. Part of me wishes, like when we're doing all these cold animals, wishes that we didn't make this thing in the desert. We should have put it up in like Canada or something like that. But yeah, we'll set up a bunch of these guys all throughout the habitat. We're probably gonna need a second one in here, and we're probably gonna need another one back here. Can probably make this one a little bit smaller so it doesn't disturb the guests as they're walking by. That should keep things nice and cold. Now let's see. I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna want quite a bit of coverage. I don't think it's gonna tell us in here until we actually get them in here, but I wanna try our best. Let's challenge ourselves to try to make the perfect setup for these guys before they even get in to the exhibit. Is gonna be kind of interesting. So we're gonna do lots of snow, probably some grass, maybe a little bit of soil around the river and stuff, and then obviously lots and lots of coverage. So let me see, they want taiga, temperate, and tundra in Europe, Asia, and North America. So we're gonna go into nature, and we actually, let's grab a taiga rock. We're gonna grab taiga rocks here, and we're gonna start lining our river is gonna be our first bet. So we'll kind of throw these guys along the ledges and just make it look kind of nice. So we line the ledges of the little creek there, little canal, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna set up a couple of little things over on the side too, just little rock formations, nothing crazy, but just to kind of give it a bit of a different texture, so it's not all just kind of random trees and stuff like that. Could even do like a little rock sticking out of the wall here, looks pretty nice. Maybe some other little rock formations over here. I don't know, I really like the rocks in this game. I think you guys can probably tell, probably just about as much as I like putting flowers around the base of trees, but I feel like they're such a simple thing, but when you've got a good amount of them and you kind of put them in the right spots, I feel like it's pretty powerful in terms of making it look legit. So I'm trying to find some good spaces for it, but I also don't want to overdo it. Obviously, terrain is gonna have a lot. So let me grab our painting tool. We're gonna crank up the intensity and the size. I'm gonna start, I think, with kind of like in their little den. We're gonna do some soil. I'm assuming they like soil, and then probably all along the river bank and the river bed, we're gonna do soil kind of all through here. Then I think over on this side, I think we're gonna do a ton of long grass. So we're gonna throw long grass all through here. Just realized I was putting short grass down instead of long grass, my bad. But yeah, we're gonna do long grass on this side. It's gonna be kind of the heavily forested side. So we'll put this all throughout in here. And then we're gonna kind of fade it into some short grass, which is gonna lead into the soil of their den. It's a start. It's a start there, and I'm thinking we go a little bit lower intensity on the snow, and let's run some snow all throughout. We don't want it to be too crazy. We don't want it to overtake and overpower anything. And actually, you know what? I think we need to let this play because that snow's not gonna show up until our coolers do their job. So we'll throw some snow, particularly back here, like I said, is gonna be kind of the forested snowy area. Looking pretty nice so far. All right, so we've got that, and now we're gonna have to really get into the coverage. I think these guys are really gonna like the coverage. So I want big spruce trees all over the place. Where are the big boys? I want the big ones. Yeah, we've got some big ones here. So we're gonna throw down some spruce trees. We'll do a big one with a couple little ones next to it maybe. You know, something like that. Do another little one over here. Make sure we get that trunk down in the ground. Looks pretty good. We're gonna litter this thing with spruce trees all over the place. We're gonna try to get some differing ones so it's not all the same. But yeah, this thing it's gonna have trees all over the place. Maybe do a couple other ones in here. Maybe another one of the big ones over in the corner. One of the tall skinny ones next to this rock. Looks pretty good so far. So lots of trees to start. I'm gonna grab some of these dead trees. We're gonna throw this down. Oh shoot, we don't wanna throw it down like that. We wanna kind of knock it down, make it kind of lean across the creek here. Looks pretty good. So we've got one there. We could have another one. Let's put this so it's sticking out of the ground over here. See if I can rotate it. Yeah, something like this. Kind of sticking out of the rocks. We could have one maybe upside down over here. Maybe a dead one over in the corner. This is starting to come together pretty nice. I like the dead trees in this game. Does that make me weird? I don't know. I feel like they're really fun. I'm gonna put another one over here. For some reason, I find the death beautiful. You know what I mean? Like let's put this like this. We'll move it down a bit. Kind of have it laying across. Got to get it perfect so it's believable. Boom, like that. So we got a couple of those. We could have, you know, little reeds down here at the end of the river. Is gonna look kind of nice. We just need to make this look like a snowy, overgrown, just craziness. We've got some moss that we could put around. So like let's put some moss on these rocks. Just have the moss kind of like popping up over top of the rocks. Is gonna look kind of cool. Do we have more moss? Oh, we've got tons of moss, dude. This is gonna be cool. Let's get this to match the angle. Looks good. I like these big pieces of moss. So we're gonna throw this around all over the place. We've got caribou moss. We could honestly throw down a lot of this as well. Ooh. See, we haven't used a lot of this stuff, but it looks pretty good. And we can honestly, we can just kind of throw this down all over the place. Like I said, I want this to be really covered. So this is gonna look good. And it doesn't all have to be showing up. You don't have to have the whole thing above ground. You can just have little bits and pieces sticking out. Maybe some Gilderose bushes are kind of interesting. Adds a little bit of color, but not too much. So I'm gonna throw some of these as kind of a little bit of undergrowth. You know, kind of maybe make this back here a little more foresty. All right, looking pretty good so far. I like where we're headed. We just need more, honestly. We need tons and tons of trees. Himalayan pines. We can have these guys set up back here in the back, kind of framing everything. Dude, I'm just gonna go ham. I'm gonna put stuff everywhere. There's so many options. This is great. We've got Scots pines. We've got ponderosas. Ooh, those are pretty. Okay. Gotta have a big old ponderosa in there, that's for sure. So we'll throw him like that. I mean, we're gonna start getting to the point where we're kind of blocking people's view, but I'm not even mad at it because the wolves are gonna like it. So we're just gonna get some big old trees in here, just kind of taking up all kinds of space. I like it so far. This is different than something we've made before, you know what I mean? Like a lot of our stuff, we kind of tend to stay more on the clean side and we don't overload it with stuff. But I feel like if we were ever gonna overload something, this would be the exhibit to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw some more of these in here. Oh my goodness, dude. This is a wolf sanctuary, dude. This is looking so good. I love it so far. I wish we had maybe a little bit more snow. I wish we had a little bit more green, to be honest. Like grass down on the ground, but we don't really get green grass here in Africa. So I think we might end up throwing down more snow, but we're gonna keep on pushing for now. We could put some wisteria in just to give us a wee bit of color, wee bit of difference in there. Looking pretty nice. Maybe put like a little one over here, give them something nice to look at when they're walking into their den. Maybe something over here just to give it a little, like I said, a little bit of color. We don't want it to get too repetitive. Little hawthorn bushes. I feel like we're looking a little weak on our underbrush. So I'm gonna start throwing some underbrush in here. Try to give us some more activity on the grounds. You guys know, just kind of throw it under some of the trees, throw it around some of the rocks. I mean, dude, we could just keep going ham. I do want to be able to see the wolves when they're running around and playing with each other and stuff like that. This is the festive spruce. We could have a little Christmas tree in here for them. I'm gonna put a little festive spruce right at the tip right there. So yeah, we could just keep going crazy with this, and I'm kind of tempted to, but at the same time I also want to make sure that we can actually see these guys. I mean, we've got these. What do we want to line with this? You guys know I gotta line something. It's a part of my blood. No, I don't think we need to line anything. I feel like this is looking pretty good so far, and keep in mind we haven't even put them in here yet, so what if we're going the complete wrong direction and they're upset with it? I would be a little bit concerned with that. Let's move into enrichment items. So it looks like we know they're gonna like bamboo feeders, so we can just kind of throw down a little feeder there. Of course, they're gonna like a dog ball. We're gonna put that in front of their exhibit, or their den. We could put a little feeder. I'm going to say let's put a little feeder over here, encourage them to go put on a show for the guests. A box. We could put a box over here. Small ball. I'm going to put, I mean, we don't have a ton of space. We could put a ball over here. We could put a piñata enrichment maybe up on this hill. We could do chew toys. We should probably do a couple chew toys. We'll put like one over here, maybe one over here. And, I mean, rotation line feeder. Might put this like over here. I'm thinking in terms of enrichment, that's probably looking pretty good. I'll put an ice ball over here on this backside up here is kind of like a little bonus for them. So, boom. All right. I think we made a pretty good exhibit here. We didn't really consult the animals first, which makes me a little bit nervous, but we're gonna bring them in here. We're gonna find out just how well we did or didn't do. So I'm gonna start moving these fellas in here, and I'll see you guys in a second. Now, one thing I think we definitely want to do, especially because we're adding 7 new animals in here, I think we're gonna wanna hire another keeper for the Arctic area. So let's go ahead and put him down, and then we're gonna set him to primarily the Arctic work zone. I've been hiring a ton of keepers over the course of the past couple episodes. We haven't done like a catch-up episode where I've told you guys about everything, but we've been running into issues with not having enough keepers. So if you guys check our staff here, dude, we have 37 keepers now. That is absolutely insane. Let me check all of our ratings, see if anybody is due for a little bit of training, a little bit of an upgrade. Looks like we've got a few, but yeah, we've been hiring keepers out the wazoo. I just really want to make sure that we're staying up to date. It's just sometimes the animals don't get fed. Like when we have 7 keepers bringing these timber wolves in here, those 7 keepers aren't going to the other exhibits and feeding the animals. So like it causes a weird backup, and then they have to go take care of those animals, and then other animals get in trouble, and it's just like it's a whole domino effect that does not work out very well. So let's go in here and let's make sure. I'm gonna say bring a mechanic every 3 months, a vet every 3 months, and a keeper every month. Looks good to me. And while we're waiting on that, we can see what else we've got going on. We've got some research being completed. Litter is a problem. I did see a comment where somebody said that putting up more cameras would help with litter. So we're probably gonna wanna keep an eye on that. We've got overcrowding going on in the tortoises. A Jimsbach died, so we'll call a vet on that. And then overcrowding with the ostriches. So let's go in here. We're gonna take a look at our animals. We have so many animals now. Like I used to like send these guys to the storage and then like put them up on the market and try to get the most out of them possible. But I honestly don't even do that anymore. I'm gonna take all of our tortoises off contraceptives now. It looks like we're starting to run out. I'm just gonna release all these guys to the wild. See ya. 439 credits will take it, and then we're gonna do the same thing for our ostriches. You guys know the ostriches kind of go like crazy, so we've got 2 new adults. We've got 4 females. Where's our? I don't even know where our male is. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get rid of these guys, I guess. So technically, we're not even breeding ostriches right now, but I'm not worried about that. See what I mean? Now we've got hungry chimps, so we're gonna have to call a keeper on that. They really shouldn't be hungry, but like I said, we've been having a few staffing issues. It makes me worried. Sometimes we're kind of in the red a little bit here, losing some money, but I mean, if our animals are happy, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll go bankrupt. We've got our first timber wolf coming in here. Let's see what we got going on. Second one's following behind it. Third one and fourth one after that. See, this is what I'm talking about. Whenever we have new animals, all keepers are like, all hands on deck, bring in the new wolves. Do what you gotta do. And they forget about all their other responsibilities. But hey, that's okay. I'm excited about these new guys too. Look at them. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. Pretty boys and girls. Oh, they're barking. They also look very, very mean. They look like they could tear you limb from limb. All right, let me see how we're looking in terms of welfare. Bro, there's no way. I think we did it. Terrain, they need less long grass. They don't like the long grass. Okay. So we can bring down the long grass then, no problem. They could use more soil. All right, we'll do more soil. So we're gonna put soil through all of this. take down a little bit of the long grass, and then we're gonna go back to snow, dude. I think I'm gonna make it mostly snow. We're just gonna go snow all throughout, especially on this side. It's gonna look pretty nice. And then we can grab, I don't want any snow in here. We'll grab some soil, put it in like that. All right, so apart from that, which we were only like 2% off, environment's good, coverage is great, looking pretty good, 41%. They'll take anything from 0 to 100, so we're good with that. Nutrition obviously isn't good. We need to do some research on them. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get a vet on that. Catherine, take a look at our timber wolves for us. So we've got that. Social's perfect. Habitats, hard shelter. They could use a little bit more. I could see that. And the problem is we're going to be adding in one more wolf. So we may... Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard. We may just expand the bedding backwards and kind of expand this cave a little bit because we've got more area back here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna move that backwards. But apart from that, enrichment's perfect. Terrain is good. Environment's good. Dude, we did so well with this. I'm actually super impressed with us. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and expand this cave a little bit. And after that, we should be good to go. Let's grab our terrain tool here. We're gonna flatten this out a bit, make it a bit smaller. A little smaller than that. We'll bring this backwards back like this. Just kind of expand this a bit. We're gonna be able to grab some of this bedding. We're gonna throw some more bedding down all throughout. And this should give us plenty of space. So we've got that there, and then we can just grab a lot of these rocks that we were already using and just kind of fill in the gap. Come in here, make sure we've got no missing spots or anything. We want to go ahead and seal these things off. I think we've got ourselves a cave. Honestly, if anything, we could probably kind of move this stuff out a little bit and maybe even get a bit more space. Go ahead and plug that up right like that, and I think we should be good. Definitely expanded that. Where's a wolf? Let me click on you. Come on, baby. Tell me we got it. Tell me we got it. Tell me we got it. We're up to 100% hard shelter. So there you go. I mean, that honestly could not have gone better. We kind of made this pretty much from scratch. Obviously, we had the den pre-made and the waterfall pre-made, but we made this from the ground up without getting any feedback from the wolves, and actually ended up doing a pretty good job. And as you guys can see, it seems like they're pretty happy. It's kind of hard to catch them when they're running, so I'm gonna pause this. Let's go take a look. Yeah, look at that smile, dude. So anyway, there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna see you guys in our next episode. Drop a like and let me know which animal you guys want to see next. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.